After spending a day visiting my grandparents in Altadena, my mom joined us to take the Gold Line light rail train down to Union Station, where we had tickets to ride Amtrak's Starlight home. My grandparents live at the foot of the San Gabriel Mountains, which separate the Mojave Desert from the LA Basin. The Gold Line uses some of the same right-of-way that used to be used by both Pacific Electric red cars and Santa Fe. In fact, the track passes the old Pasadena station, where my grandpa and Papa used to watch the Super Chief pass through before Amtrak took over passenger service in the early 1970s. Sometimes they even captured footage with Grandpa Bob's 8mm movie camera, never suspecting it would someday be part of our project 45 years later. LA's Union Station used to serve passenger trains for not only Santa Fe, but also Southern Pacific and Union Pacific. It's still a major transportation hub where over 100,000 people a day take Metro Rail, light rail trains and subways, Metro Link commuter trains, and Amtrak passenger trains to New Orleans, Chicago, and Seattle. On one track, we saw one of the AC-44 CWs that Metrolink is leasing from BNSF to protect a Rotom cab car at the end of the train during push operations after a bad accident in Oxnard in 2015.
This is it. Cool. We made it aboard the Coast Starlight and we're pulling out.
When the Coast Starlight pulled out of Union Station, instead of heading east on BNSF trackage towards Chicago, we veered to the north on Union Pacific tracks that head up the coast towards San Francisco. Because we had the family room that spans the lower level of the Superliner sleeping car, we were able to watch the scenery out both sides of the train. For railfanning purposes, the scenery included several UP freights, as well as more of those BNSF leasers.
Also very important for the safety of all of us on board, please remain aware of your surroundings.
Everyone, your table's ready if you'd like to join us.
When we sat in the dining car for lunch as we traveled along the Santa Barbara coastline, we felt like we must be in the restaurant with the best view in all of California, and one that was constantly changing. Wow. We're on the train back home. It's a long trip railfanning, really fun, great 2 days of doing that. Finally, we're on our way back home, and guess what? We get to ride the train. The coastline became even more dramatic as we rounded Point Concepcion. Since this land is within Vandenberg Air Force Base, where some satellites are launched from, There are no public roads, and the train is the only way to see it. Since we were listening to the radio scanner, we knew that the reason we were taking the siding was to let the southbound Amtrak surfliner pass, and like on any modern freight or passenger train, we saw that it was the conductor's job to throw the switch.
Got another train meeting us.
When the surfliner finally arrived, it was led by a non-powered control unit, or NPCU, in veteran salute paint scheme, and pushed by a P-42DC. There were also a couple of P-42DCs pulling the southbound Starlight we met at San Luis Obispo. Since a northbound Starlight departs from LA every morning and a southbound from Seattle, this train had left Seattle the previous morning. At San Luis Obispo, we were able to get off the train and get some footage of it from the outside. Behind P-42DC 187 that was on the point was a B-32-8WH number 509. We knew from listening to the talking detectors on our radio scanner that we had 56 axles. In addition to the locomotives, these supported a baggage car, 4 sleeping cars, a Pacific parlor car which has a lounge/bar above a movie theater, a dining car, a sightseer lounge cafe car, and 4 coach cars. While the passengers stretched their legs at San Luis Obispo, this was also the place where there was a crew change of the engineer and conductor. From San Luis Obispo, we entered the famous horseshoe curve, where we could see both the front and rear ends of our train at the same time.
Well, now we're going into a tunnel. Wait for it. Someday, we're going into tunnel. We're finally in it.
Tunnel 11.
Tunnel number 11. How do you like that? Ladies and gentlemen, that's the darkness. Tunnel 11.
That's right. Cuesta grade.
Or maybe not.
Oh, you can see the engines out here now under curve. Nice picture too with the yellow mustard there.
Mashed potatoes, gravy, vegetables.
Here come our engines. Where is it? Looks like it's night in here.
inside a mountain.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
But we're coming out.
Oh. There's Highway 101.
Yeah. Look at all those poppies over there. Oh, there's another tunnel.
This is the Cuesta grade, where the train climbs over 1,000 feet in 11 miles, the highest elevation the track reaches between LA and San Francisco. The route includes several tunnels, one of which is over a half-mile long. When it was built in 1893 using dynamite and hand tools, it was considered to be an engineering marvel of its day, and it's still a pretty dramatic way to cross the Santa Lucia Mountains. Dining car for dinner, the train had entered the Salinas Valley. As we enjoyed our food with a view of the field where some of it may have been grown, we were also coming full circle to the track where we saw that Union Pacific auto rack that was the first train